How do you feel about the ability to make quick adjustments on defense if Castellanos starts to break out? Likewise for Shannon Dawson on offense. I feel fine about it. Through 4 weeks of the season, both coordinators have made the necessary adjustments and alterations in game to beget success. So, and if you look back, Shannon Dawson has done this previously here in Miami and also elsewhere. Corey Heatherman had a defense that, Mark, didn't you say they were like top 5 in the country in yards allowed in Minnesota last year? That doesn't happen by just letting a team gash you over and over again. So I know that he's not as veteran a coach, in terms of his tenure. But like, if you look back, Corey Heatherman played quarterback in college at like the D3 level. And he immediately got into coaching the next year and worked his way up. He was at James Madison their last 3 years at the FCS level as their defensive coordinator when they won a national championship and got to another national championship game and lost it. And I think to the semifinals and lost it. He was the DC there, right? Now, was it, Alabama or Georgia? No. But did he do great work? Absolutely. So he is a younger guy, but he does have a track record of success. And it has shown itself to be true this year as well. So I feel comfortable that they can do it. It is incumbent upon them to do it, make these adjustments appropriately on Saturday. So both of those things need to be true, right? I'm confident that they have shown that they can do it, and I have confidence, hopefully, that they do it on Saturday. Whereas if you would have asked me, for example, when Mark D'Onofrio was here, Cam, how do you feel about his ability to make quick adjustments? I feel terrible about it. The scheme going in was bad, and then, the alterations that we made it worse and things like that. I would not have anything positive on either side to say for it. So I put that out there to show you what the dichotomy is of how my response is positive. However, you still have to go. It's like when I was teaching, right? I give an assignment on Monday, you do the assignment. The homework is, I taught music, so it's a music thing, whatever. You come back on Tuesday, you did the homework, cool. In class on Tuesday, we did the assignment, you did the homework coming into Wednesday. We got a test on Friday and you sang all the wrong notes and words. I was confident that you had it. You were doing it during the week. When I looked at your syllables on Monday, great. When we're doing our tuning check and y'all had sectionals, it sounded good. When we went down the line, tree shaking, stand up and sing your part, which was one of my favorite things to do because these kids are not going to coast off to somebody else's voice. You stood there, sang it perfect in Slavonic Russian, which is one of the languages. I mean, my choir sung in all kinds of languages, but you sang perfect Slavonic Russian that you learned on Tuesday on Wednesday afternoon. Okay, cool. But then we get to Friday and we got that performance and it's sounding a hot ghetto mess. Now we got to look at things. And I think it's similar to that. I'm confident in what has been done, but you still have to perform when it's time to perform. I hope that makes sense. Tyson Tracy says David Blay needs to play well. Charles Robinson says Deuce Robinson is a matchup nightmare. Yes, because he's 8 feet tall. Edwin McCoy, what's going on, man? Show some love. Got to show some love for the team. 24/7, 365. Always. Truth or falsehood? Who do we think is going to guard Deuce Robinson? I think it's going to be a rotation because we play four cornerbacks. All of them are 6 foot and taller that play outside, whether that's Damari Brown, whether that's OJ Frederick, whether Connor, whether that's Xavier Lucas. It's going to be there, but you're also going to roll coverage and do something, I don't think we're going to leave, hopefully, not anybody on the island with him. But, so it's definitely going to take a village. Is Charlie Strong done? I have no idea why you bring him up. He doesn't work there, I don't think. Anyways, Smitty said Earl Little and downhill don't go together at all. Seen some hits of him coming downhill that have been very violent, and one that he got ejected from a game for. So just going to throw that out there. Is there anything else? I'm just trying to get to, because I saw in the comments from a couple weeks ago, that people are like, well, we actually put stuff in the chat, but then you get to talk and you don't actually look at it. So taking the feedback, trying to do better, right? Tommy Cruz, Jordan Lyle, and Lofton will have a great game this week. From your lips to God's ears. What would you say, Eric Yeboah, is the Hurricanes' biggest weakness? Offense, lack of explosive plays. Defense, contested catches, jump ball situations. And it's not just OJ Frederick. There have been multiple times that has shown up of, just jump balls at the catch point. Would like to see a little bit more success in defending them. Don't even need the interceptions, but get a hand in there, break the pass up. And it's a thing that's happened a couple of times. It's not happened every time. I know OJ Frederick had a great PBU against Notre Dame. He did. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. I'm giving you something that has been a thing. And, again, answering off the top of my head. J-Mo says Chroma is the best back on Florida State's team, or will be. I think will be more than is now. But to the point of Edwin McCoy, Chroma is ready and he will play. So, Greg Roberts has a big blowout victory for Miami, 45-17. Some other people say 45-13, 34-13, 34-23, for those who are listening and not watching. Jason says he wants over 225 yards rushing for Miami in this game. Okay, I can get down with that. I mean, you're talking 40 carries at 5.3 a carry. 904 Hurricane. Now, this is a good one. In the past 40 years in this rivalry, the team that has won the rushing battle has won 100% of the games. The team that has won the turnover battle has won 90% of the games. I know that there are other statistics and things to lean on. Those two put together, run the ball and conversely stop your opponent from running, and take care of the ball and then take it away from your opponent. I mean, I think that is, foundational to football. J Mo's thinks point spread is 4.5. Do you think it's too high, low, or just right? FanDuel. I thought it opened at 4.5. Let me see now. If I go over here to games, no, I didn't want that. I wanted top 25. And live on FanDuel, it is still at 4.5. I got bet up a little bit. I think it's too low. I think Miami is solid, down better than Florida State. And I think that we will see that. Miami has covered the spread on every game this year so far. Yay! Do we have speed in the secondary to keep up with Mekhi Danzy? I mean, yes and no. I think by position and coverage, I think we can. But lining up at the 40-yard line and we're just going to go straight. Maybe Xavier Lucas, but even still, Danzy is different kind of fast. Oh, perfect. Bang, bang, bang. We're to the bottom of the chat at 8:03. There's nothing else. Got through all the stuff. You love to see it. And you will love to see, in my estimation, a Miami Hurricanes victory in Tallahassee this weekend. Cam, what's your prediction? You're going to have to wait till Friday for that, because my prediction and all of our staff will be up on stateoftheview.com bright and early. I believe it is 9 a.m. on Friday morning. So you will have all of that there. Be sure that you hit the like. Be sure that you subscribe. Oh, my goodness. That was a speed run. Anything else you want to say, Mark?
Well, I'm going to say that Cam is rather gracious to be answering all the comments there in the chat, because it's the only show that I host. And at one point I was doing 18 shows a week. It's nowhere close to that now, where we would answer every comment, and that we usually ignore them unless there's a super chat or something that really catches our eye. So Cam is extremely gracious to be answering all the comments and questions. So I will say that.
Well, yeah, hey, I try to, again, just interact with everybody, and you'll see you guys come up to me, at the stadium, or just out in life in South Florida. Back when I worked at Starbucks, people would come into the different stores here in Florida that worked at. Yo, give it. Just like way back there. I'm at the register taking orders. I'll talk to you in a second, but but yeah, those kind of things. So hey, it's a pleasure to be able to do this, and I do appreciate all of you guys being here. 904 Hurricane last couple of things. Robinson has 24 catches. Next high wide receiver on Florida State has 9. So when I say that he's been 45 or 50% of the targets, because I had the stats up from the Virginia game as well. I think he had 9 catches on 14 targets in a game where they threw the ball south of 40 times. You know what I mean? So yeah, like it's a lot. Like the ratio is what it is because he's a very good player. But yeah, we will see. And then Charles Johnson, the last thing I'll put up here. I don't know if we got to go back into the annals of history and get milk cartons or something. Our buddy George has not been heard from nor seen over in these parts on this channel in a few weeks. So if you're out there, George, I hope that you're doing well. Keep that same energy, or even just, hey, show up just to say hey. But the people are looking for you and everything, and hope that you're doing well. So that is everything that I have to say. StateoftheU.com is the website. Underwood Sports is the Twitter account at the State of the U, because there was somebody who was doing State of the Union commentary when we transitioned from being an independent blog to getting over with SB Nation years and years ago, which is why the socials are the State of the U. In case anybody was wondering, that's where you can find us. Back here next week for our second bye in 2 weeks.